G'day everyone, Swally here again. I think this is my second video talking about the final experiment because I've been paying attention to what's been sort of rolling on the last few days. And I also noticed that Will Duffy was saying that he'd changed the website slightly, and now you can hit this interview thing and you can actually go and see interviews that people have done. So there's a couple of people on here, and also noticed there was a flat earther who did one as well, and I had a bit of a listen to that, and it was kind of good actually. It wasn't too bad at all. So I gave the guy a like, and I gave him a comment. So I'm glad to see them getting involved. But of course, I'm kind of keen to see whether or not how journalism's interview goes out next week. But anyway, on to things that I want to talk about. So I'll try to keep it quick because I want to keep it quick. I went on to, it seems like I've interacted with this Whereswally guy today, and he appears to be another Aussie, as well as this other guy named Critical Think. And the reason why I find this so interesting is because it's interesting to connect with other Aussie globe Earth proponents, I guess, and also to say that Whereswally obviously has put in his suggestion to send his mate down to do his weight calculations. So that should, I would imagine, go onto the list of things to be put on there. Now I've got a few other tabs here, so I wanted to bring this to people's attention. I've watched this lady do a few videos before, and this lady lives in the northern islands of Norway, in Svalbard, and she gets 4-month nights and 4-month days. And this particular one video, the reality of 24 hours of sun, is her blog posting from her house at 1 a.m. in the morning when the sun is just shooting straight into her thing. Now, she doesn't technically have footage where she's constantly recording it like the whole way around, like what is sometimes alluding to quality evidence. But what she does do is she does a video of her just walking around all day long just talking about it, and her channel is great for this sort of stuff. She's got plenty of polar night and polar day type videos, which are very, very fascinating. Should keep flat earthers interested if you're ever interested in watching her show. Now, I know that lots of people talk about the United States Antarctic program and these live streams from the Edmundson Scott South Pole thing, and how they say that there are sometimes gaps in the streams, which it's unfortunate. And people like Witsit like to say, well, there you go, that's evidence that they're faking something. But technically, I wouldn't think so. It's just they've got gap, obviously, due to the internet connection. But the truth of the matter is like, think outside of America. Think outside of America, because on my own channel, I have recorded the Aussie ones, and the Aussie ones are flawless in time. These time tickers will go the whole way around, 24 hours the whole way around. So I don't know what it is with the Aussie ones, but they seem to have a much better internet connection than what the South Pole seems to have. But their live streams go the whole way around. So if you ever think, well, there's gaps in the holes, well, I mean, go to the Australian Antarctic program, because they've got live streams from all these locations which are just outside of the direct South Pole. So like, Davis and Mawson, they're not exactly right down the bottom, but you'll get some 24-hour live streams from these particular things. It being June right now, pretty darn useless. You're probably going to end up getting 24-hour nights, which is no help to us. But like I said, this video from before, I recorded this Thursday, 18th of Jan. So that was peak of summer, and yeah, it looks blistering in the cold. So if you come back around, December and January, and go to this particular website, which I will put in the comments, you'll be able to watch the live stream from these locations too. So that one won't necessarily have that gap in reception. Now, lots of people have talked about this particular video and how it loops with the clouds coming over from the particular mountain where the sun passes behind it, and I agree. I looked at it. I've interlaced the two videos, and the clouds are exactly the same. There's no doubt about it. But this one particular video, that Earth is Life has gone out there and recorded, seems to be the original file that was not necessarily put up to YouTube. So this was the file from the hard drive. It's a little bit different because it's obviously got this Department of Conservation. This is conversation. I would have thought this Department of Conservation, but it says conversation. But anyway, that's weird. And this particular video does track the whole way around. So you can see beyond 24 hours when you actually watch this particular video. So, yeah. Now, onto the things which I feel. I wanna raise this particular thing because I feel that people have made suggestions. Obviously, the last one where there was weighing a 1 kilo thing down the Antarctic regions. There's been suggestions of a 3D camera. There's been suggestions of I think it was just like a video tracking thing and all that sort of stuff. I think even Wolfie is sending two GPSs down, which I think that's pretty darn good too. That's very, very important that people don't people have some idea of where they actually are. But this is what I sort of feel should be done, because it's all fine to go out there and get drones and go and get videos and stuff like that, but I think that someone should seriously consider. I might mute this so that it doesn't make any sound. Is just go and buy a sextant, which is it's anywhere between $100 to like $300 for brand new, and you can basically, within reason, go and point at the sun and go and get its height off the horizon, and like say for instance, well, I'll just pass on for that. So you point it down to whatever your horizon is for that particular time, and for this particular region, you just pick an hour. Pick a north, south, east, or west, or whatever like that. If you go to the camp and it says directly west is this way and directly east is this way, north is this way, we'll point it, find out how high it is there, find out how high it is there, find out how high it is there. And even if someone actually does want to bother getting out of their tent at midnight when they really should be sleeping, get it over here too. Get it at the south end too. So, all you really need is 4. If you go and get eight times, that's even better. More data is more better, but I mean 4 is enough for the day. Realistically, it's more than enough to be able to paint a picture. And so that's one of my first suggestions: is to go and buy a sextant. Just pick an hour or pick a direction, and then just find a height, log it. If it's 15 degrees above ground, 18 degrees, even 2 degrees, or if it's below. Well, you can't use sextant if it's below, but you get the point. Now, my second suggestion, which is not necessarily an experiment to make things better, but you know me, I'm a troll. So I really suggest that, as the second element of the thing, that we should go and do coarse cutouts of all of our most famous and fabulous flat earthers, the ones who choose not to go. So, flat earth days has already declined. Go and get a coal flute cutout of his face and then wear it around Antarctica. Put it on the seat beside you on the aeroplane and say, well, Dave's following us along. Go and get a picture of Whitsett if he's not going to do it as well. Go and get good old Caleb. Get Caleb. Get his cutout. Someone wear it down in Antarctica. It's not going to prove that anything about the 24-hour sun, but it's bloody funny. Bloody funny. And it shows that during that experiment, those people were not there, and it also says that we're thinking of why you are not here as well. it's like, it's a double hit. All those people who love and give money to these guys every single month is going to see a picture of their cutout face walking around Antarctica and going to think, well, my most favorite, suck off bloody flurfer is getting pounded in the memes and getting completely embarrassed by not being in Antarctica and has a corflute cut out of their face. It's the kick in the face that they need. Now, I have to admit, I do like to shield this particular website because it's bloody good. The Andrew Marsh website, now, it has lots and lots of really good apps that you can go and open. And I have to admit, I was thinking earlier, I was like, what time would I want to go and interview someone who might be in America? And admittedly, when I was checking through this, I noticed this, a meeting planner. I thought, wow, this is one of the things I've always wanted. One of the things where you can just roll along and you can find out what sort of time you would need to be in Sydney to interview someone who's, say, for instance, in London or Chicago or Rio or whatever like that. You can probably add cities to this, I'm assuming. I really haven't mucked around with it too much, but essentially you can go and pretend what time you would be living in and roughly know what the other person is living in when you want to go out there and have that conversation with that particular person. So, man, I've always been searching for this sort of stuff because whenever you go to time websites, they always tell you the exact time now. And then you have to go out there and compute how many more hours. If I add 8 hours to this, where am I going to be? If I add 8 hours to them, where am I going to be? There probably is websites out there, but I don't quite know of them. But this one tells you straight off the bat where it is. And I think that's really, really brilliant. Why did I put this in? I don't know. I just wanted to say hello to Whereswally, I guess, and say, it seems like this interview back here where they were doing weights, should be added to the mix. So, hi. Anyway, that's my chat about the final experiment and my suggestions. So, coal flute and a sextant. Give it a consideration. I think the coal flute one's going to be the funniest one of the whole lot. And I think we need some humour when people get down there. People should be laughing. Anyway, signing out.